There's a new question that's being asked of Republican primary candidates. It's kind of a viral question, and I love it because none of them know the best way to answer it. So the question is, would you attend a gay loved one's wedding? And the answers are all over the map. So Marco Rubio and John Kashish, who nobody cares about, to their credit, said yes. And Marco Rubio, I think it was on Fusion TV with Jorge Ramos, he said, well, yeah, of course, I mean, you don't need to support the thing in general in order to show up. Like, if that's the law of the land in the place you are, and it's somebody you love, yeah, you go, even though you maintain that overall, I believe in traditional marriage, he says, one man and one woman. So you would think that, like, as far as Republican answers go that will appeal to the base, but somehow still be okay with more sane people in America, that would be, like, maybe the best way to go, right? But you have to remember, these are Republicans, so they're fucking crazy. So Rick Santorum was asked a question. He couldn't wait. Like, I think when he heard the question asked of Marco Rubio, who I think was asked it first, Rick Santorum, like, looked for the nearest TV station, ran in, and was like, okay, ask me this question. And what was his answer? You already know. He was like, no, of course I wouldn't. I'm outraged by gay marriage. I would never go to a loved one's wedding. Gay wedding. That's all right, little Ricky. Pretty sure they don't want you there. Pretty sure nobody wants Rick Santorum at their wedding. With that sweater vest you got on, we'd have to put you over in the pedophile section. The new pedophile section of weddings. But anyway, I digress. Ted Cruz, in typical Ted Cruz fashion, dodged the question, like the slime ball that he is. You know, some people believe in... I love how my Ted Cruz and Steve Urkel voice are now the same. You know, some people believe in gay marriage. Did I do that? I mean, some people believe in gay marriage, but I think that you believe in traditional marriage, and if somebody you know gets married and they're gay, you have to love the Constitution of the United States of America. I like freedom in the Constitution, and I love God. God bless America. He didn't actually say that, but he dodged the question, basically. And I saved the best for last here because you can tell that this guy is even slimier than Ted Cruz. And the reason I say that is he clearly saw the other candidates get asked the question. He knew it was eventually going to get asked of him. So he definitely sat down with his staff. And he's like, okay, you have to give me the best possible answer for this question. You have to give me the answer that's going to give me the least chance of fucking myself over in the race. You have to give me the answer that will appeal to the most people. You ready for what Scott Walker said? He said, quote, "That's certainly a personal issue. I haven't been to a wedding. That's true even though my position on marriage is still that's defined between a man and a woman. And I support the Constitution of the state. But for someone I love, well, we've been to a reception." Do you understand what he said here? His argument is, well, if somebody I love is getting gay married, would I go to the wedding? No, but I'll go to the reception. I don't know how anybody could vote for Republican. They are the slimiest, sleaziest, grossest. Everything is so politically calculated, and how can I give the perfect answer? And meanwhile, this isn't the perfect answer. This is the answer that you think gives you the least amount of trouble with every group in the upcoming elections for the primary and the general election. But you don't understand how much that comes across to any normal person as disingenuous. We all see right through you. When anybody hears that, they know that you thought about that answer, did a political calculation, and you gave that answer. But you know what else is apparent when you hear Scott Walker say this? The dude doesn't actually have a core. Like, Rick Santorum, love him or hate him, and we all hate him, but the dude really is a religious lunatic. He has an identity. He's a fundamentalist moron, right? And at least he's being true to his fundamentalist moron self. Mike Huckabee, same thing. Scott Walker, there is no core. There is no value system. There are no answers. This is what Scott Walker does for everything. He's testing the political winds. Oh, okay, they're going a little bit that way, and then south by southwest. No, now they're north. Okay. I'll try to give this and walk the fine line in between the middle here. No, dude. Just stand up for what you really believe. But that's the thing about a guy like Scott Walker. He doesn't have any real beliefs. Scott Walker, you have to understand how deeply corrupt Scott Walker is. Scott Walker is the guy who was caught on camera talking about how his anti-union bills in his state, he said they're divide and conquer. That's what we're trying to do, divide and conquer the unions. So he portrays it like, we're looking out for the middle class, we're trying to help your average guy, that's who we're fighting for. And he was caught talking to a billionaire, a donor to him, saying, oh no, see what we're doing is we're trying to do divide and conquer to screw over the unions and help out the people who are my donors more. I mean, the guy it just repeatedly sells out. This is the guy who gave a speech where I think we titled the video something like, this proves Reagan worship as a religion or something like that. And Scott Walker, he's standing in front of a big fucking portrait of Reagan talking about how, and you know, Mrs. Reagan gave me Reagan's Bible and told me to touch it. And I was the first person to touch it since he died. Oh, Holy One, Reagan, we love you so much. Yeah, may he rest in peace. Let's stop and pray, everybody. I'm not kidding. He gave this story about, like, and Mrs. Reagan gave me his Bible and said, you're the only one that can touch it since he died. He's trying to make it seem like prophecy that he's going to get elected. They spoke to one of Mrs. Reagan's, like, workers or something, and he was like, that's not true at all. I was there. He made that up. So this guy, he's just a slime ball trying any way he can to get elected. He's like Mitt Romney 2.0, except kind of worse.